What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Jello Jiggling Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Ward, and we got some news. Got three moves that the Lakers have done. I mean, two of them is because of the one that happened first. Well, technically hasn't happened yet, but they had to do the two to make it official to make the other one happen. So a little confusing to start here, but I think the Lakers got better. So Marcus Smart later this week will officially become a Laker. He has agreed to a buyout with the Washington Wizards, where it was no man's land. I mean, no one's going anywhere besides the young guys in Washington. What do you got? Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum over there now too. But so he's going to become a free agent, and apparently he's already agreed to terms with the Lakers on a 2-year deal for $11 million. And I believe the second year is an option. I don't know exactly. I think it was Shams that reported this. I like it. I have not been a fan of pretty much anything the Lakers have done this summer, but this one I actually liked. I was right away. I was like, okay, that makes them better right away, and it addresses a need that they've needed, which is defense and defense on the perimeter. He's a great defensive player. He's a former defensive player of the year. That's nothing that anybody else on the roster can say right now. Yes, DeAndre Ayton makes him a little bit better defensively, just a little bit. I mean, not great, more offensively. But Smart definitely does make them a better team defensively. And I think it was a good move. I think it's something that possibly they've been waiting for. Maybe they heard it was brewing. I think there was a little bit of noise about this a couple weeks ago, but then it just went dead quiet. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a Shams tweet, saying he's going to get bought out, and he's already agreed to deal with the Lakers. But the problem was the Lakers had to make a couple moves to make this happen. They had to part ways with Shake Milton, which is not exactly a big loss because I don't think the guy would have played at all this season unless injuries took hold. And then the one that kind of hurts. So Shake Milton was first. It was announced that Shake Milton was going to get waived. They just made it official, I'd say like an hour ago, and then the next guy they made official about half an hour ago, right before he jumped on. But Shake Milton makes sense, but then it's a money issue. It's a roster spot issue. Jordan Goodwin was the other guy. This one hurts. I like Jordan Goodwin. I think it's somebody put something in the comments of an Instagram post that I put about Goodwin getting waived, and he said that there's one thing that you can't replace with Goodwin. You can't really teach either, and that's a motor. The guy's got a motor. He's driven to make an impact on both ends of the floor, but it's more defensively, and the guy's all effort. Those kind of guys you don't let walk, really. Alex Caruso's one. I mean, we're talking different levels here, right? Obviously, Goodwin is the kind of guy who's a two-way guy, kind of bounces back and forth between the G League, yada yada yada. But when he's on the floor, he gives you effort all the time, and that's something that you can't really replace. I mean, Smart is a great player. I think he's going to help this team defensively as long as he can stay healthy, because the guy doesn't stay healthy. He's had that issue for most of his career. Like, he's a great player. He's all effort. He's all grit. You know what I mean? But he just can't stay on the floor. And he didn't. I think he played like 35 games last year between Memphis and Washington. So that's not great. That's not great. But I do like what the guy gives you. I think he gives you. He is a. He can shoot you out of games sometimes, but I don't think he's going to maybe have that opportunity because the ball's not going to be in his hands as much as it probably normally is. Especially with Luka, Reeves, LeBron. I just don't think that's going to be the case. Rui, but he does improve the perimeter defense. He does give you that defender. That is the one concern I've had all summer so far, is they just have done nothing to address how bad this team is defensively. When your three top players are not good defenders, I mean, LeBron has his moments, but he's just not he's not the same kind of defender he used to be. I just don't think he puts much effort on that side of the floor. I think it's all offense for him. I think that's most players in the league once they reach a certain age or stature or whatever. So that's not good, right? I mean, you got to have somebody that excels on that end, or at least is formidable. And then DFS just bails and goes to Houston. He was probably your best defender. Um, then there's Vando. Vando's not really who we thought he was, and he can't stay healthy either. Um, so it's where does he stand in the rotation? Is he really a guy you can depend on? Does he really move the needle on that side of the floor now? I like it. I just like the move. I think he fits in perfectly. And apparently, one thing I really liked about this is there was a report after all this kind of came to fruition that Luca helped recruit him. That says a lot, right? It says one thing for sure: he's signing an extension. I mean, I think it's August. I think it's August 1st or sometime in August when he's can sign that extension. I think he's doing that. You don't recruit somebody to the team if you're going to just bail or still weighing your options. I know Smart's not a long-term addition. I think that's probably part of the problem with all this stuff is a lot of these guys aren't long-term. It's basically, 1 year and let's see kind of thing. Ayton, 1 year and then let's see. He's got the option. And then same with Smart here. Laravia, I can't remember what deal he had, but if it was a long-term one, I think it would be more noise about that. I think that's a one-on-one too. I just I think it moves the needle in the right direction for the Lakers. It's they're going to get better defensively. It's just can the guys stay healthy, right? It's it's on a team that kind of fell apart in the playoffs because nobody was healthy. LeBron wasn't healthy. Reeves wasn't healthy. We didn't know that until after. Luca, was banged up. It's just they all fell apart, and they couldn't contend with a young, hungry Minnesota Timberwolves team that was ready to make a statement, and they did, winning in 5. And Shannon Sharp didn't help with all that crap, did he? But anyway, I think it's a move in the right direction. Move that they said that there was going to be other moves that had to happen in order to get the money to pay for Smart, and there was talk of a trade potentially being part of that, right? And I think everybody, after seeing what Dalton Connect did or didn't do in the summer league, I think a lot of people have gone off him. Like they just kind of like this guy. If he can't excel in the summer league, when you're the primary guy, the one everybody's looking at, whoever everyone wants to see if he's taking another step, and he goes backwards, he might be that guy on the trading block. And then Maxi Kleber is another one that people might be like, oh, you combine those two and you attach a pick, and then maybe you can get something for him, right? And then move off some salary, bring back less salary, and possibly a better player or players, right? It seems logical. Why not? I think initially when Connect got traded to Charlotte, I mean, I was one of them. I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this kid's got tons of upside. He's just, struggling at that point, with his shooting and yada yada. But he's a shooter, and that just happens. It's just like a prolific hitter in baseball. Like Freddie Freeman's had his struggles this year for the Dodgers, and he'll come around. The guy is exceptional, right? And I'm not saying Connect is exceptional, but these guys break out of these things, and especially young players, they just got to learn the ropes. But it does seem like he's going the wrong direction, and I don't know where that goes. Maybe they're still, scouring the league, looking for somebody who's going to bite on a trade and maybe get that, another defensive player in the backcourt, maybe another big that can excel there. I think Matisse Thybulle is a guy, Robert Williams from Portland. But what is Portland doing now with what they have, what they brought in? Dame just signed the other day. He's not supposed to play this upcoming season because he's torn Achilles, takes forever to come back from. But what's their plan? Like, are they done making moves and changing things? Would they be willing to let go of those guys? I mean, I don't think Williams is a good idea because he is the same type. Like he gets hurt a ton. When he's healthy, he can help you, but he's rarely healthy. So I don't understand what the point is bringing those guys on if that has been a persistent problem over the years for the Lakers. They bring in these guys and then they're out for a ton of time, even if they show a little bit of promise. It's just all of a sudden they're on the shelf. Gabe Vincent, Vando. It's just been persistent problem. So why keep making the same choices? Sorry, I keep looking at my phone because I'm just waiting to see if a trade drops like any moment. Excited. I mean, I think as is because I'm not a cap guy. I'm not into the number shit. I don't have time for that, and I don't want to get it wrong. So there's guys that excel on that thing, on that side of things. So like Bobby Marks, I mean, solid guy for ESPN. Just wait to see what he says. I think he tweeted something not that long ago about this situation. I think he said like these moves put them a million under the first apron or something like that. Either way, look him up on Twitter. He's going to give you all that information. Sorry that I am not. That is just not what I do. But I like this. I do. I think this improves the team. This is what they set out to do. They wanted to get better defensively. Wanted a guy on the wing who can play multiple positions. This is exactly what Smart can do. He does, like I said, shoot you out of games, and he's a health risk. I'm gonna check real quick to see. Problem is, when I do this and I have multiple windows open, all of a sudden the video gets all choppy and just not a good viewing experience. But I want where are we at? Did that work? Okay. Pause it for a second so I don't get all that dead air. But it's I'm looking on Basketball Reference right now. Great site if you guys don't know about it. Yeah, I'm sure you do. All basketball heads know this stuff. But okay, so going back to the 23-24 season, he played 20 games. Did not get much better the next season, 24-25. Playing for it looks like 34 games, not 35, for Memphis and Washington. He played 19 for Memphis and 15 for Washington. I remember, doing it for Roto, and we have to keep track of these things all the time. And he was pretty much out every other game. They had no incentive to win, and they were going for flag. That was their main thing. Tanking without tanking, just by resting guys, and having Smart out there obviously helps you win. He makes the team better, even though Washington sucks. But yeah, I mean, he hasn't played 82 games in his whole career. I know that's kind of not really a thing anymore. It doesn't really matter as much. But there's stretch like he spent most of his career in Boston, so he's another guard coming. He's like the Rajon Rondo type coming over, defensive minded guard that can do some things and make your team better. And he's a game changer. Potentially. Is he going to make you a title contender? No, I don't think so. But it does give you better chances. It makes you a better all around basketball team, and I think that's obviously the goal every year. So why not bring the guy in? So in those games, let's see where we at. So he played 20 minutes per game. I mean, even when he's playing, he's not really playing that much. 9 points per game, 3.2 assists, 2.1 rebounds, 1.1 steals, and where does it shoot? The shooting is the concern. 39% from the floor, and where's the 3-point? Come on, 34.8 from deep. So not great. I mean, that's a piss poor shooting percentage from the field. That's not good at all. But that's kind of on par with his career. Like his career shooting percentage is 38.8%. It's not great. I mean, you're not cracking 40, and you're a guard that tends to chuck the ball up quite a bit. Probably not good. I mean, he kind of first thought is like that kind of meta world peace vibes, right? Like he can hit big shots occasionally, but sometimes he get a little too nuts with the amount of shots he's jacking up because they're not smart shots, or they're he's missing a ton, but he just keeps jacking them up, and you're not exactly a shooter, so you're not going to shoot yourself out of it. But I still think, in the long run, this is a move that makes them better. It's what they want to address, the defense, the perimeter defense, especially. just where does he fit? Is he a starter? Does he come off the bench? Like, how does that roster work? I think he'll work great with JJ Redick. I think they'll get along just fine. And I think he's probably kind of pumped because I mean he was didn't play much in Memphis and then was in a just no win situation in Washington. So after playing, spending so many years with Boston and either contending or competing, like okay, so he won Defensive Player of the Year in 21-22, so not that long ago. And he has been in the voting 3 times, looks like. And then just that year, he just excelled. What did he have that year? Okay, so that year he averaged 12.1 points, 1.7 steals, 5.9 assists, 3.8 rebounds, and he shot 41.8% from the field and 33.1 from deep. So it's just the shooting and the health. That's it, right? Shooting and the health. If he can stay healthy and he's focused on just being a defensive stopper and being that guy that the Lakers can lean on to stick, the best guard on the other team or a wing giving them problems, like that's a plus. I'm bummed that the Goodwin got waived because of this, because I thought he was one of those guys off the bench too, right? Like you get rid of one of your best defenders, perimeter defenders, to bring in another perimeter defender who's just got more experience, is more injury prone, and is older. He's what is he, 30? It says 30 on here. Which is younger than I thought. I don't know why I thought he was older. Maybe it's just because he's bounced around for the last couple of years. But all in all, good move. Are they done? I don't know. I think we'll probably be asking ourselves that question quite a bit over the next week. Maybe because once Summer League is over, I mean, basketball dies for about a month and a half. It's like the worst time of the year for us as content creators and just people that cover the league and the team in itself, because it's just literally just done. So this could potentially be the last move of the offseason for the Lakers until they get to training camp and stuff and they bring guys on, who made an impression in Summer League. Like they had some good guys in the Summer League. Cole Swider seemed to do pretty well. Don't connect. Absolutely shit the bed, which is unfortunate. Bronny played well. I think people think he took a step. I wasn't blown away by Bronny, but I did think he was a little bit better. Plus, I mean, he did some good things defensively too. There's another guy who can play defense on the guard position in the backcourt, but I don't know how much he's going to play this season. I mean, we don't even know how the whole LeBron thing is going to pan out. From all indications, everything is kind of cooled on that front, right? Like no one's talking about it. I think was it Wokey from The Athletic kind of said that it's probably nothing's happening. He's not going to get traded. He hasn't requested a trade, but it's still kind of like there's been no definitive, this is done. Like it wouldn't shock me if out of nowhere, just like this Smart thing, excuse me, out of nowhere, he all of a sudden is like, yeah, I want to request a trade. Maybe he doesn't dig this Smart move or anything else that they've done. I mean, they haven't really done anything splashy. I mean, if I were to give them a grade, I even put that on the YouTube channel. By the way, subscribe, like, share, whatever you want to do. It helps me out. I appreciate it. I love all you guys. Comment, be nice. Nasty or not, I don't really care. Just help me out. But anyway, yeah, it just wouldn't shock me if all of a sudden he wants out for whatever reason. Maybe things have gotten, more clear in terms of the teams that might want to trade for him, or maybe where he's going. Maybe that's what Rich Paul's doing right now, just kind of, checking out all the scenarios and waiting for one to present to the Lakers and be like, hey, look, we would waive our trade clause to go here, or we want to work on a buyout. Apparently a buyout is something that's it's hard to know what the hell is true and not. I mean, that this is the case with anything these days, whether it's sports, politics, entertainment, whatever it is. It's all rumor based. It's all a lot of crap in there. So you just don't know. But I think, what was it? was it Cleveland wouldn't be interested in a trade, or Dallas, but only in a buyout situation would they want to bring on LeBron. I think that's probably the consensus around the league. Like, why are we going to gut our roster for a guy who's literally going to play 1 year and bounce? That's another thing. It's a lot of buzz uh, churning right now about this being LeBron's last year, and I think it should be. I think it should be. I think that's always been the plan. Year 23, so the numerology thing. That's All-Star game in Los Angeles. If he says, ahead of training camp or like maybe on media day that this is it, the whole season is going to be about LeBron James. And we all know LeBron loves that attention and he loves being, at the center of it all. And that's exactly what will happen. Everything will be about, every single game will be about him. Luka will take a back seat for an entire season. Maybe that's the plan. I don't know. Because everyone keeps saying they want to get to 2027, and that's where they're going to spend the money and build around Luka like hardcore, right? Who knows if that makes the most sense? I guess it's not something you really want to digest and be like, okay, and come to terms with. Okay, this next season is going to be a wash. It's just going to be a LeBron show, honoring him every city. It's going to get. I remember even Kobe's farewell tour. I covered it, right, and I covered it all the home games, and obviously I had to cover the away games, but not in person. And it did get a bit much. So you're just like, damn, it's the same thing kind of over and over again until it got close to the end, and then it got really kind of like real. And you're like, oh man. But it does. I mean, it's 82 games. I mean, think of it that way. It's just, and then LeBron's going to be under pressure to play as many games as he possibly can. Who knows how that goes because he hasn't played. I mean, what has he played? Hold on. Let me see. I know he didn't come close to that number so he played 70 games last season. And the season before, I mean, that's not so bad considering 70 games and then 71. And then it got rough there for a 3-year stretch after the title year. He played 45 in 2021, 56 in 21-22, 55 in 22-23, and then in 23-24, 71, 24-25, 70. So, I mean, missing 12 games is kind of like probably league average, I would assume. So I don't hate that. I think and he's still incredibly productive. His numbers have gone down every season, in the scoring column especially. Yeah, he went from 30.3 to 28.9 to 25.7, 24.4. But I mean, that's going to happen. I mean, he's still putting up the assists, which are insane. 8.2 last year, 8.3 the year before. Rebounds 7.3, 7.8 this past year. He's incredible that way. He's just fills up that stat sheet like crazy, and shoots an incredibly efficient a number from the floor, 51.3% from the field. And he was 54% the year before. That's crazy. And he shot 41 from deep in 23-24. And then this past season, 37.6. So it dipped a bit, but that's still a really good, percentage from outside. But either way, this is probably what it's going to be. I would assume this is the roster that they're going into the season with maybe some minor tweaks here and there. It's a shame that Bazley went down the way he did in Summer League. They still haven't announced what happened to him. I thought it was an Achilles rupture, like right away, because it's like one of those. I mean, we saw it so much last year, especially in the playoffs with Dame, Halliburton, and Tatum. Right? It's that move where it's like all their weight goes on the back heel, right? And then it just snaps, right? And their whole body weight kind of goes forward, or they just kind of fall to the ground. It's because they have nothing holding them up, and they just don't know what the hell just happened. Well, I think they did, but and it looks like they get shot in the back, kind of thing, like this, and then they're down. That's what Bazley looked like to me. Somebody said like it looked like his knee twisted. I didn't really see that. I just saw him like kind of just lose it on that leg, because if your knee twisted and it was a knee injury, he was laying flat on his face, like on his stomach, right? Well, your knees are going to be on the floor. So if you're in excruciating pain with a knee, you're not going to have your knees on the floor, right? Whereas if it's an Achilles, it's in the back. It's not affected that way, right? So that's just me. I mean, I'm no doctor. It's just, ever since Kobe, did his, um, and I see, Durant do it, and then the three major instances this season, and I think there was a few during the season too. I think DeJounte Murray, I think, had it, and a couple other guys. Kind of weird. I don't understand. There's got to be some correlation to why this is happening more frequently now. I'd love to somebody get the bottom of that, or at least see some tendencies that are going. Are they? Because I mean, playing too much, I don't think so. I mean, so many people said that playing AAU growing up, and it's just like these crazy endless tournaments and travel might be to where bodies have kind of had too much wear and tear up to 26 or 25, 26, 27. I mean, Dame makes more sense because he's what, 34. So I mean, that's a lot of wear and tear on him. But there's got to be something. It's just I've never seen this many ever. And whenever back in the day, whenever it used to happen, like Isaiah Thomas, I think Shaq did it running up the floor playing for Boston. They were kind of done, or like they were at the tail end of their careers, like Dame, right? Like he's arguably at the tail end of his career. He's probably not going to play more than 5 years, if that. I don't know if he goes into his 40s, but it sucks. It really sucks because I really liked Bazley. I mean, I was like, dude, get this guy on a two-way. Tell Koloko to hit the bricks and sign this kid because I like him. I liked him. I liked his grit. He had a motor. Like he was defense, offense. I mean, his shot's not great, but that's not what you were looking for from him. It's if that's just like plus if a guy can shoot. But yeah, it's bummed out, man. I'm sure we'll get something, or like maybe it will be something that they don't report, or I don't know. But it had to be. I mean, they took him off the floor on a wheelchair. That's never good. You can't go off in your own power. Like that's not great at all. So bummed out about that because I really thought he was the one guy that could probably make the roster in some capacity. But I don't think anybody's unless Swider, I wouldn't be surprised, goes back to South Bay, right? But anyway, damn, 27 minutes. I didn't think I'm keep trying to get this a little bit lower and lower, like 18 to 25 tops. I keep going over. I go on these friggin' tangents, so I'm sorry. But thanks for watching. Please, like I said, like and subscribe on YouTube. And until we get something else that happens, I'll see you then.